Aortic stenosis is a condition that causes blockage of the aortic valve in humans. The aortic valve is the valve that comes out of the heart that all your blood has to be pumped through after it's been oxygenated. As we get older, this valve calcifies. It's almost like human rust. And as it calcifies, it keeps the leaflets from opening fully. It narrows down, and a valve that ordinarily opens to several square centimeters starts to open only to 10 or 20% of that. So you don't get a lot of blood flow to your body. You don't get a lot of blood flow and oxygen to all the organs that need it. And it is a very difficult condition as we reach that point where there are no alternatives except replacing the aortic valve. The other part of this about these patients is not only are they very sick, but they oftentimes have what are called comorbidities or additional risk factors that make them at such extreme risk that they're basically inoperable. And they don't have any alternative. They don't have any treatment that can get them out of heart failure. And many of these patients, can't walk 20 feet. If we put them on a goal line, they can't walk to the 10-yard line oftentimes. They have heart failure. They have lightheadedness, dizziness, near passing out. They've got kidney failure. They've got lung failure. And so it's a very difficult state. It's a very poor quality of life state that without being fixed only leads to a spiraling poorer quality of life until you die. So the exciting thing happening right now is transcatheter aortic valve replacement, or having a valve that we can replace your aortic valve with, or at least move it out of the way and put a new one in without having open heart surgery, really without having any incisions on your chest. And as you can imagine, this decreases the risk extraordinarily well. I just walked out of the operating room where we replaced the aortic valve in an 81-year-old female who had critical aortic stenosis. So we replaced her valve this morning. We did it through a needle stick in the artery in her leg, in the femoral artery. She doesn't have any incisions on her chest. We finished it, got the valve in the right place. This is on a balloon. We blow the balloon up, leave the valve in place, take the balloon down, take it out, close the artery. And as soon as we finished that, she had a new valve functioning normally with normal valve opening, and the anesthesiologist woke her up. She sat up, she was awake, talking to us. So by the time I go and talk to the family before we just did this, she is already in her room, she's awake, she's sitting up in bed, she's basically headed towards eating lunch, getting up and walking this afternoon, after having her valve replaced that used to require conventional open heart surgery.